The following program is brought to you by the Midas Gold Group.
This is the Gold Standard from Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. Hello, I'm Dave Deno. Welcome to the Gold Standard, your source for secure investment opinion and information on the advantages of purchasing and owning precious metals. Whether you're a novice investor or an experienced collector, this is the program that gives you a realistic weekly perspective on the state of the economy, reliable information about using precious metals, such as gold, silver, and platinum, to safeguard your wealth, and remarkable details about specific precious metal coins and bullion. Ken Russo is the Senior Vice President at Midas Gold Group. His peers characterize him as a straight shooter who will work harder for you than anyone else. Ken, always good to be with you.
Happy to be here with you.
Ken, today we're going to talk about the mother of all bubbles. We're going to talk very realistically about the American economy, and we're going to show how precious metals can provide a safeguard, a personal safeguard, in light of what could be the mother of all bubbles, a real economic collapse in America and around the world. Where do we begin?
Well, I think that our country's headed in the absolutely wrong direction in every single way possible, and the leadership is something that I don't really feel warm and fuzzy about, especially the financial leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And the financial leadership of this country will affect every single American out there. And let's remember, the premise of our show is the reasons why people should be diversifying their assets from paper to tangible assets like gold and physical precious metals. So a lot of confusion in Washington, more of the same. It's awful. They're ruining our country. They're going to ruin our dollar, and the audience needs to do something to protect their nest egg.
We really do need to seriously consider taking at least a portion of our wealth and putting it into, if you will, gold you can hold. In other words, tangible wealth that cannot necessarily be eroded by the whims of politicians. We've gone through a couple of bubbles in our lifetime, in our history. We saw the tech bubble burst,
Right.
The Silicon Valley bubble burst, and we saw that effect upon the market and people's savings. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people who were going to retire had to forego retirement and go back to working, becoming Walmart greeters just to be able to get by. And then we saw the housing market fall apart, that bubble that took place, and all of a sudden people, their homes, either they lost them or they were what we call underwater, and that was that their value fell so low that they were worth less than what people typically still owed on the homes. We've seen a couple of bubbles already. I'm wondering if we're going to see a dollar bubble.
Well, we're in the mother of all bubbles right now, and don't forget, during all of those periods, we're more expensive. We're more overvalued now than we were by then by 3-4 times. We have 3 or 4 times more debt than we had all back then. So there's more fuel for the fire right now for the next bubble. And it's not a question of if that bubble's going to burst. The question is just when. And that's just unfortunately the situation we're in. You can't fix debt by issuing 3 or 4 times more debt, by just throwing more and more and more debt at that problem. It's not going to fix anything. So these people are not capable of fixing anything. The only thing they can do is make the bubble bigger and bigger and bigger until it bursts. And there was many stocks in the 2000 area that went to zero. And a lot of those companies aren't around anymore. Now people say, well, I just could just hang in there. Well, not everybody has 30 years to just hang in there.
Yeah.
Now, and not everybody's going to have some stocks that are going to come back, and some people won't be able to hold on. So for those people out there that feel that way, they're the ones that should be moving money into gold, not the gamblers, not the people, well, I just want to buy this, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to get rich. Those aren't the people that we attract. The people that we attract have seen stuff like this before, and they know that this is going to end very badly, and they want a portion of their money diversified in gold. And they don't care if they make a lot of money on it or not. They just want it to be there. And that's the psyche of the people that we talk to.
A reminder here, you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. Today, our topic is the mother of all bubbles, a very realistic look at our economy and the value of precious metals. So much of our economy is overvalued. I've heard you say that.
Every indicator right now says that things are massively overvalued. It's reliant on paper, fake money being printed out of thin air, and this is going to end very badly. This is your wake-up call.
I wonder where the market would be without all of the money going in through 401ks and IRAs.
I mean, I hear some people talk that we could see an 80 to a 90% pull down in the next 5 years in a lot of these markets.
Wow.
So, I mean, don't forget, NASDAQ in 2000 went down 80% from 2000 to 2002. 80. And a lot of people either didn't go through that, have no idea what that means, or they forgot about it. But history repeats itself.
Yeah,
that
it does.
This has a lot of similarities with what's gone on at different times in the past. And times like this will make people rich, and times like this are going to bust people out. And if you don't want to be one or the other there, gamble with all of your money, you should be thinking about ways to diversify and protect yourself. And those are the people that usually we attract.
I got to tell you, I am the more I have in gold, the more reassured I am that I have something that can't be taken away and can't be significantly devalued.
As long as you keep it safe, you know that it's going to be there, and it should, by its track record, it should at least keep its value and build its purchasing power over the next few years. And for some of your money, that's necessary. You can't speculate with every penny of your money. That's all great when it's working, but what happens when it stops working? And we will see that. There will come a time when this stuff stops working. There will come a time when people are not piling into Apple and Microsoft and Amazon, which is holding up the markets because the market is skewed towards those big companies. Those companies are holding up the market. And the market's also doing well because oil is approaching $100 a barrel again. Is oil going over $100 a barrel positive for the everyday American out there? No. What's it going to do with our electricity costs and all that stuff? That's not positive.
You're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. Today we're talking about the mother of all bubbles. And in a few moments, we will continue.
Sebastian Gorka here. The Biden-Harris administration is governing through an unprecedented number of executive orders. We have a good idea of what their agenda means for the country and for your finances. More debt, more regulations, slower growth, and higher taxes. There's even talk of a digital wallet currency and a so-called Great Reset. With massive new spending programs, the Fed is printing money even faster than before. This will likely cause the dollar to fall and gold prices to rise. That's why it's never been more important to own physical gold and silver, and the dealer I trust to do business with is veteran-owned Midas Gold Group. The experts at Midas Gold can even help you convert a portion of your IRA into physical gold and silver to stabilize your portfolio against the coming storm. Call Midas Gold Group for their guide to owning bullion and coins today. 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-4653 or MidasGoldGroup.com.
And we're back with more of The Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Deno, and our topic today is the mother of all bubbles. What could happen to the U.S. economy in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead? By the way, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, we encourage you to visit our local office to meet with us in person. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com. MIDAS, MidasGoldGroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, call us directly at 855-322-GOLD. 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers, that's 855-322-4653. And we'll give you that number again a couple of more times in our program today. Now, Ken, we get to spend time together in one of my favorite portions of our program, and that is when we talk about a very specific piece of gold, either a gold coin or some gold bullion. And today, one that we haven't really dwelt on a great deal. I want to go to the land down under, Australia, and I want to take a look at a bit of a rare gold coin, the gold Australian Swan. Tell me about it.
Yeah, maybe not a coin that a lot of people know about, Dave. Most people from the Australian Mint that buy those coins, they know about, let's say, the kangaroo, which we've talked about before. But this is also a 1-ounce gold coin. The main difference about this coin is they don't make that many of them. They only make about 5,000 of these coins annually.
Wow.
Compared to some of these other coins, Dave, and these bullion coins where they could make more than 1 million. So we're talking about a coin that has a lot of collectible value and a lot more going for it than just the metal itself. But it is a 1-ounce coin. It is 24 karat gold. It's 0.9999 pure. Once again, it's from the Australian Mint. It came out in 2017, very limited, and it's been very popular. It does qualify for a gold IRA. Many clients buy these when they first come out from the Australian Mint. And the Australian Mint, Dave, is a really good mint. They also refer to that as the Perth Mint. And I would say out of the top 5 mints of the world, it's up there. So it's a great coin from a great mint. And we believe that it is a coin that could appreciate a lot in value over the next few years because they don't make that many.
What about the design?
Well, as you can see, hopefully as people look it up or own it, it has a beautiful swan on the front of the coin. This particular swan was first done in 2017. It is the swan, is the icon of Western Australia. And like I said, that's also referred to as the Perth Mint. Now, the new version of this swan was from Sir Ian Rank Broadley. And he uses the classic rendering of Queen Elizabeth on the front of the coin. Remember, we talked about Queen Elizabeth, Dave, is on the front of a lot of coins from the Australian Mint, the Canadian Mint, the UK Mint for obvious reasons. Her title is inscribed above her regal countenance. The reverse displays an elegant mother swan swimming across calm waters. And it's a beautiful coin. It's very detailed. Like I said, they don't make that many. So when you're looking for a coin that's not that much out there, they don't make millions of them each year. It's a very high quality, pure coin from a great mint, something that's real special and unique. The Australian Gold Swan offers diversification, Dave, and it offers some of those values of what gold is supposed to give people in such a risky market. It allows them to play some defense. And defense in this dangerous market of printing and spending out of control spending, the Gold Swan is a great coin to consider.
That really is an amazing piece of gold to hold. We're going to take a break here for just a moment. We'll be back to look at more of the U.S. economy as we talk about the mother of all bubbles here on The Gold Standard with Ken Russo.
I'm here with Midas Gold Group senior trader and Marine Corps veteran James Clark. James, why are people investing in gold and silver?
Well, Dr. Gorka, the Federal Reserve supplies money to pay for congressional spending. As Congress expands spending, the Fed has no choice but to keep printing money at an accelerated rate. This causes the dollar to fall and gold to increase.
So as the Fed and Congress devalue the dollar, what can people do?
As the nation's #1 veteran-owned precious metals dealer, we offer diversification strategies in the form of precious metals. As Congress looks to the Fed for more money, investors look to gold and silver to protect their nest egg.
And I recommend that you look to Midas Gold Group for all your precious metal needs. Call Midas Gold Group for their guide to owning bullion and coins today. 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-4653 or MidasGoldGroup.com.
We continue now with the Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Deno. If you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, we encourage you to visit our local office to meet with us in person. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com, MIDAS, MidasGoldGroup.com. And for those of you listening in other cities, just call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. by the numbers 855-322-4653. Today, our topic is the mother of all bubbles. We're talking very realistically about the American economy and how fragile it is and what could be coming in the months or years ahead. Let's get back to our questions here with Ken. Ken, people call you with a lot of questions. What are they asking you today?
The main question they want answered is what if my money disappears, or what if my money doesn't buy anything? My money's not going to buy anything in the future. That's what most people talk about when they call. They're just so afraid that the dollar is going to be worthless.
Okay.
You know, that the dollar is it's just paper, it's debt, and they're afraid that it's going to be worthless. And they're afraid that the financial leadership of this country is definitely not going to be able to do anything about it. Not confident at all about our leadership. That's important. One of the main reservations that everybody has is they just want to get a fair deal, and they just want to make sure that the company they're doing business with is very reputable. All relationships, whether it be a real estate agent that you have, or an accountant that you have, or a financial advisor that you have, we believe in this age of credit and money printing that you need as just reliable gold dealer. And we believe that gold should be a major part of anybody's financial plan. And there's no better day to start than today. So give us a call and give Midas Gold Group the chance to be your dealer. And your family's going to thank you for it.
You made a believer out of my wife. You remember I told you that her question was, what are we going to do with gold? We can't spend it. But boy, when she saw it, she absolutely fell in love with it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a lot. What people think a lot is, what am I supposed to do with gold? I can't eat it. The point is that our dollar is in trouble. It's in serious, serious trouble. And this debt of everything that we have is so heavy. Someday it's just going to crash everything. Yep. And you got to have something that's diversification. I mean, that's the easiest way people should be thinking about gold. And if they have the ability to do something with someone who's trustworthy, then that's a good situation. And I really wouldn't put too much more of it into that than just that. People have to keep it simple.
You said it before, overvalued and overinvested.
People are afraid that their dollar is going to disappear. That's what they're very afraid about. They're afraid that their IRA is going to disappear, or it's not going to be there for them when they need it.
We, I think, are getting to the point where people may have more faith in the gold they can hold than they do in the stability of the economic stability of our government.
Well, the people that we talk to, for sure, the people. Now there's loads of opportunities out there, and that's, if you know those markets, terrific. But it's absolutely necessary that you have something that's sturdy and strong. And we all know that gold's been, money for 3,000 years. But it's boring. People nowadays want to talk about exciting stuff, like they did in the late 90s. But a lot of that exciting stuff disappeared. Mm. And a lot of people were left holding the bag. You only hear about the great stories, but what about all the other stories where people were ruined? And we're gonna see a lot of that going forward. This is going to be very nasty sometime over the next 5 years. Nobody exactly knows what's going to happen, and about our political leadership not having the ability to really be there for us, and that's a problem. I don't feel that Powell, Yellen, Biden, Harris, any of these people have any qualification or any track record of being there for us when we truly are going to need them, and that is very upsetting. I don't know who to count on. So in this particular situation, you better count on yourself. You better count on the gold that you put aside, and your family will be able to feel better about that. Because besides that, I don't know who to count on. And that's that starts. I mean, we have to take our own responsibility, and we have to diversify, and we have to have a hoard of gold somewhere where we know it'll be there when we need it. That's the mindset of what a lot of the people is that we talk about. They're very uncomfortable having all of their money at the bank, all of their money in the stock market. They feel like they're gambling, and they're not ready. They're not comfortable in the stock market casino with 100% of their money, and that's very, very, very important. Is my money safe? Will my money be there for me when I need it? I mean, those are the themes and the topics that we hear a lot about over the last few weeks, even though it's just more of the same. The economy's not that great, and the jobs are not that great, and there's supply chain messes all over the place, and this is only going to be temporary. How ridiculous do you have to be to say this is only going to be temporary? I mean, seriously, there's ships in the ocean that can't do nothing. They're just sitting there for 25 or 50 days. How is this going to be temporary?
When we look at the news of the day, I keep searching the news to see if this administration is saying anything in regards to improving the economy, in regards to safeguarding the economy, safeguarding the value of the dollar. All they seem interested in is, number one, how can we give away more money? Number two, how can we suddenly invoke a lot of new social reforms that most Americans are not in favor of?
No talk about safeguarding our border. No talk about safeguarding our money. No talk about safeguarding our markets. No talk about that at all. And you want to know what? They wouldn't be able to do it anyway, even if they were talking about it. I mean, nothing that they talk about seems genuine at all. It seems all scripted. It seems all fake, just like the economy, just like the markets, just like all this money that's being printed. And you would have to be insane to keep all of your money in the paper markets, and gamble at all. So that's like what people continuously talk about. Continuously, I mean, how sick are people already? 8 months into Biden or whatever, he just goes on TV and he reads a teleprompter, and he's talking about building bridges and this and that, and just nonsensical stuff that really has nothing to do with the core of what people are thinking about, the core American who wants to talk about safety and living the American dream and having a savings and a family and being able to sleep peacefully at night. I don't get a peaceful feeling about any of this.
Is my gold purchase private, or is it public information like everything else?
Well, one of the things right now, and that is front and center, Dave, is the ability of the government to give IRS permission to look at all of our transactions that are greater than $600, transactions into the bank account, PayPal, crypto accounts, and transactions out. So if you're looking for an asset that is still private, that is not what we would call a government monitored asset, if you want to take some of that out while you still have a chance and diversify it into something private, gold and silver and precious metals are one of the only private investments that are left that you could hold on to yourself outside of the banking system. I don't know how much clearer I can be than that, Dave.
Now that's going to bring us to an end of our time together today here on The Gold Standard with Ken Russo, brought to you by Midas Gold Group. And a reminder, opinions given here are not intended to be specific to your investment strategy, but rather general information to give you a better understanding of investing in precious metals. For answers to your questions, call Midas Gold Group at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. And the website is MidasGoldGroup.com, M-I-D-A-S, MidasGoldGroup.com. The Midas Gold Group is proud to be America's #1 veteran-owned gold dealer, supporting veterans' causes with a portion of profits donated to the Wounded Warriors Project and the Semper Fi Fund. So your investment, and I love stressing this each and every week, your investment in your future is also an investment in the future of those who have bravely served the cause of freedom. Again, the number to call to speak directly with Midas Gold Group is 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. Ken, once again, thank you for sharing your time again today.
My pleasure, Dave. And remember, we're going to come out of this someday better, but it could take a long time. The next few years are going to be very tough, and those who have gold will be able to sidestep the next financial crisis. So Good to talk to you, and talk to you again soon.
Okay, I'm Dave Deno. Come and join us again next week, soon, at this same time, for another edition of The Gold Standard.
The Gold Standard was brought to you by the Midas Gold Group.